Hello everybody, Rachel here. Today I have a fun project for us. We're going to be making rain sticks. So I have some supplies in front of me and we're going to go over those in just a minute, but I'm really excited to embark on this project with you. So come on and make some rain sticks with us. Alright, so let's go over some supplies. Today I'm going to be using, I have a toilet paper roll here. If you have like a paper towel roll or a roll from like wrapping paper or something like that, something longer, you get a longer sound. You can hear the sound for longer. You don't have to turn it over quite as often. But a toilet paper roll should work just fine. I have some construction paper here. And I have 2 sheets. You only need 1. I'm going to be using this pretty light blue one to decorate the outside of my rain stick with. So you can decorate that however you want to. If you want to color it, put stickers on it, totally fine. I have here some aluminum foil. And in this yogurt container, I don't have yogurt, but I have an assortment of corn and beans. You can use rice, and you can choose between mixing them or trying just one. You can do whatever you'd like, experiment, see what sounds best to you. They each have their own sound, so whatever you have and think sounds really cool, you can use. I have a pair of scissors here, 2 rubber bands, and then I have some craft wire here and some craft pliers to cut it with. You could use pipe cleaner or paper clips or something else to help break up the corn and beans in your roll, so that it helps create that distinct sound instead of all one slushy sound, unless that's what you want. All right, let's get started. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to decorate my rain stick tube, my toilet paper roll here. So I am just going to measure like so. And I just want enough to wrap around the toilet paper tube. Like I said, if you want to color or put stickers or however else you want to decorate your toilet paper tube, you totally can. I'm also going to use the other bit of construction paper as a way to cap both the ends, and you'll see that in just a moment. But I'm going to go ahead and glue this on. The next thing I want to do is I want to create 2 ends to cover up my top and bottom. You can also glue these down, but I have the rubber bands here, and that's going to hold them down, and I'll show you how to do that in just a moment. But I want to cut out 2 circles on my construction paper. I want them to be bigger than my toilet paper tube here, by maybe like a ½ inch or so. It doesn't have to be perfect. The next thing I want to do is I want to place my toilet paper tube as much in the center as possible. And you can either take like a marker and mark your circle, or I'm actually just going to press my toilet paper tube and take my scissors, and I am going to cut a bunch of little lines right up to the edge of my toilet paper tube. The closer the better. So it should look like this. So you can see I have a bunch of little chunks. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. It doesn't have to be 10, but the more you have, the better it's going to fit around the end. So I'm just going to come to the end of my toilet paper tube here, and if you fold down each one of these like so, it's going to cover your toilet paper tube just right. And I'm just going to use the rubber band that I had holding my pretty colored paper down. I'm just going to roll that down over my piece of paper cupping the end, just like that. So that's on there, it's nice and fitted, right, there's no big gaps, like that. So I'm going to go ahead and do that to the other side, and I'll see you in just a second. All right, so I have my 2 ends. And I trimmed them back so you could see my pretty shiny paper as much as possible. And I took this side off because now we need to fill it. So I have a couple pieces of my craft wire already cut, and I just kind of made them into a swirly shape here. So I have 2 pieces. They don't have to be perfect. You could do the same thing with paper clips or pipe cleaner. And then I took a sheet of aluminum foil, about 1.5 to 2 times the height of this. So my sheet of tin foil came up to about here, and I rolled it up into a little cylinder, and then I made kind of the spiral shape. You don't want it to be too tight and take up and just kind of sit very small in the middle, but you want it to fit in your toilet paper tube. So like so, and you can always change it so it fits in there. It's not a super tight fit, but it sits around the outside. And then I'm going to take my craft wire, and then I'm just going to kind of gently put those both in there. They don't have to sit anywhere in particular. They don't have to be perfect. And then you're going to want to experiment with how much of your beans or grains, whatever you're putting in your rain stick. You're going to want to experiment with how much. A smaller container like this you want to use less for. So I am just going to use maybe a couple of small handfuls. I don't want to use a whole lot. And you can always check the sound if you cover one end and turn it over. I think I might use even less. So something dense like beans, they're going to have a deeper sound, and something light like rice or corn is going to have a higher pitch sound. And let's see. You can even take like the lid of this and use that. Yeah, I think that sounds good. So I'm going to cover that back up and pop my lid back on like so. So now we can test it out. You can hear it. So by putting the aluminum foil and the different wires in there, you're allowing for all of the beans and rice and corn that you put in to slowly hit things and each other, so it slows down the sound, and you can hear more individual sounds than just everything hitting one end and then everything hitting the other end again. And then you can see how if you had a longer tube, you'd have a longer way for all the sound to go. All right, everybody, there's our rain sticks. So we would love to see your rain sticks, and anything that you make and you wanted to share with us, you can use the hashtag below and send us pictures of what you've made. All right, thank you. Bye.